3 brutal months, 17 packages straight up stolen. And you want to know the punchline? The person behind it all, our power-tripping HOA president, Brenda, the walking, talking stereotype. I'm talking about the kind of person who'd file a complaint about your mailbox being too friendly-looking or your grass smiling at the neighbors. She'd stroll right up to my porch, swipe a box, tear it open in her own damn driveway, and then wave at me, all casual like, well, what are you going to do, champ? That sound of packing tape being ripped open, I still hear it some nights. Gets my blood boiling. Thing is, I had every theft on my ring cam, crystal clear. I show the cops, what do they say? Civil matters, sir. Not our problem. That's what you get for trusting the system, I guess. But Brenda, she picked the wrong guy this time. I'm an electrician. You'd be surprised what you learn about wiring up a little surprise. So, one day I sent myself a package. The kind you can't just deny you opened. Let's just say, when Brenda popped the lid on that box, she got a little more than she bargained for. The whole neighborhood got to see her real colors, and I mean that literally. You ever had an HOA nightmare? Because I got stories for days. But let's back up. I'll introduce the players in this suburban fever dream. My name's Jake. Jake Martinez, 38. Been running wires since I was old enough to hold a screwdriver. And apparently, I've got a big OL kick me sign taped to my back when it comes to attracting entitled maniacs. I just moved into this place called Sunrise Meadows. One of those neighborhoods where every house looks like someone pressed copy-paste on a computer. I needed a restart. Divorce was in the rear view. I wanted some quiet. Good schools for Miguel, my 10-year-old, on the weekends. HOA fees were reasonable. The kind of place where the worst thing you'd expect is a sprinkler overshooting the sidewalk. Should have known from the smell of mulch and suppressed dreams that something was off. But us electricians, we don't overthink. Wire goes here, current flows there, lights come on. You fix it, you move on. Only, I didn't count on meeting Brenda. Picture this, Brenda, 47, white BMW, so spotless you could eat off the hood. Clipboard glued to her hand. She's the kind of person who probably arranges her cereal by color and alphabetizes her complaints. 3 years as HOA president because, let's face it, everyone else had better things to do. Her patrols? Stuff of legend. She'd walk the street with a measuring tape, hunting for someone's grass being 0.2 inches too tall. If you ever wondered who'd notice you use Times New Roman instead of Arial on your mailbox numbers, it's Brenda. First sign of trouble came on a Tuesday. I'd ordered new work boots, steel-toed, OSHA required, can't do my job without them. Amazon Photo said they were on my porch at 1 o'clock. I pulled in at 6-0. Weird. Maybe a mistake. Then, Miguel's birthday present vanished. The kid had begged for a Nintendo game for months. Same deal, Amazon Photo, but the package was MIA. He looked up at me, trying not to be disappointed. That stung. Third time was a phone charger. $40 gone. And for what? So I could stare at my empty doorstep, wondering if I was losing my mind. Enter Mrs. Shaw, my neighbor with a rose garden, so nice it makes you suspicious. She corners me, voice low, eyes darting. I saw an official-looking woman take packages from your porch yesterday. She sounded like she was confessing to a crime. I could hear the crunch of leaves under her slippers, that nervous energy. So, I go to the next HOA meeting, this joyless affair with fluorescent lighting, so harsh it could interrogate you. The smell of burnt coffee and mild despair everywhere. I try to be reasonable. Hey, anyone else missing packages? Brenda looks at me like I've just tracked mud on her white carpet. Her answer? Perhaps you should arrange delivery when you're home, Mr. Martinez. We can't be responsible for your poor planning. Suddenly, everyone finds their shoes fascinating. I'm starting to see how this place works. But 2 days later, this is when the switch flips. I see Brenda's husband, Dave, walking his yappy little poodle past my house wearing my stolen work boots. No mistake. Same size, same yellow stitching. I asked him casual, hey, nice boots. His answer comes a little too quick. These old things? Had them for months. Sale somewhere, can't remember. Sure, Dave. Real convincing. That's when it clicks. This isn't random porch pirate stuff. This is organized theft by the very person supposed to protect us. Brenda, Queen of Mailbox Heights, was robbing us blind. Now, Brenda didn't take kindly to being challenged. Monday, bright yellow slip on my door, mailbox number font violation. Arial required. Times New Roman observed. Fine, $50. I check my mailbox numbers against every house on the street. All the same. Everyone. Wednesday, another slip. Trash, visibility violation. Curbside 47 minutes past pickup. Fine, $75. The woman must have been sitting in her car, stopwatch in hand, granola bar in the other. Friday, lawn irrigation overflow. 3 drops of water on the sidewalk. Fine, $100. They evaporated before I even finished reading her masterpiece. I start my own detective work. Saturday morning, I'm out snapping photos, documenting every violation in the neighborhood. Every trash can, every faded house number, every row blade of grass. Mrs. Shaw's mailbox? Same font as mine. Johnson's trash cans? Curbside all Sunday. Brenda's own driveway? 3 cracks you could plant a tree in. House numbers? Practically invisible. Her little white picket fence? 8 inches too tall. Oh, the irony. Sunday night. I'm up late writing the most detailed violation report this HOA's ever seen. Photos, measurements, everything. Monday morning, I file formal complaints against Queen Brenda herself. Her face when I hand her that evidence. Worth every cent of her bogus fines. Next HOA meeting, standing room only. I lay it out for the board. Equal enforcement, please. Brenda owes $300 in fines. Silence. You could hear popcorn popping in people's heads. Brenda cycles through every shade of red. Her defense? These complaints are retaliatory and frivolous. I pull out her own measuring tape. Your fence is 44 inches, Brenda. Limits 36. But, plot twist, she dismisses every single violation. Not a fine, not a warning. Then she doubles down. $150 per violation for me now, and a brand new $200 paperwork submission fee. She's making up rules on the spot. After the meeting, Mrs. Shaw finds me in the parking lot. She's been taking my packages too, she whispers. Medication, groceries, I was just scared to speak up. The Johnsons appear, baby formula, diapers, all gone. We thought we were losing our minds, Sarah Johnson says. It's bigger than me. Brenda's been targeting the people least able to fight back. Elderly folks, busy parents, anyone vulnerable. That night, I make a spreadsheet. Every theft, every fake fine, every abuse of power. If Brenda wants a fight, she's got one now. She ups her game. 2 weeks later, I spot a new security camera. Not for the street, just for my driveway. Aimed right at my door. Letter in my mailbox. Security enhancement for high-risk areas. High risk, my ass. That camera records my every move. When I leave, when I come home, when I scratch my ass in the driveway. Time to fight back. Electrician style. I set up my own system. Night vision, cloud backup, motion sensors, license plate reading. And that's when I catch her, red-handed. Wednesday, 2:47 p.m. I'm at work, get a delivery notification. I check my cameras. Brenda struts up, grabs my package, walks back to her BMW. Not a care in the world. Later, she's in her garage, tearing it open. My address, right there on the label. I map her routine. Tuesdays, grocery store. Thursdays, hair appointment. Saturdays, storage unit outside the neighborhood. I follow her one Saturday, see her unloading boxes that look an awful lot like the missing packages from around here. Sarah Johnson's voice shakes when I tell her she's seen Brenda at that storage place, too. She's warehousing stolen packages, she says, half in disbelief. Next, Brenda makes her biggest mistake yet. My cameras catch her stealing prescription meds from Mrs. Shaw. Arthritis pills for an 82-year-old who can barely walk. She opens the box right there in her driveway, picks out what she wants, tosses the rest. That one, it's different. Not just theft, actual harm. I march the footage to the cops. Officer barely looks at it. Civil matter. HOA business. I realize then the system's rigged. She's got the board in her pocket. The cops don't care. I need a smoking gun. Something even the laziest cop can't ignore. And Brenda? She doubles down. Property inspections. Just my property. She's out there every other day. Husband, board member, sometimes a random neighbor as a witness. Measuring fence posts, window screens. Mailbox angles. She brings a protractor. Who measures driveway angles? But I'm ready. Cameras catch everything. Brenda peering through my fence, photographing my trash cans, measuring my porch light. She finds an illumination ordinance in the bylaws, tries to nail me for that. But then, pure gold. I catch her stealing diabetes supplements from Mrs. Shah. Specialized vitamins her doctor said she needed every day. Brenda, community leader, stealing from an 82-year-old diabetic and then tossing the bottles. You could see the disappointment on her face, like she was upset it wasn't something more valuable. I call Mrs. Shah. She's rationing her supplements because they keep going missing. That's it. Time for the nuclear option. I knock on Brenda's door with my laptop, video loaded, ready to play. Return her packages or face criminal charges. She gives me the performance of a lifetime. Hand to chest, wide-eyed. I have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Martinez. I play the video anyway. She starts recording me on her phone, yelling about harassment and false accusations. But in the background, in her open garage, stacks of open packages. Labels visible. My camera catches everything. You're trespassing, she yells. Leave, or I'll call the police. I upload the footage to the cloud right there. Hope they like your garage inventory, Brenda. That evening, I post the video to our neighborhood Facebook group. Anyone recognize their stolen packages? 17 families chime in immediately. Prescription glasses, baby formula, fishing tackle. Stuff that matters. And here's the kicker. I realized Brenda had an inside edge. She convinced delivery companies to send her community safety notifications about packages coming in. She was getting real-time alerts on high-value shipments. That's how she was always first to the scene. But now I've got evidence. Enough to make a real case. A retired detective named Dana sees my post and gives me a call. Jake, this is felony territory. Organized theft, systematic. Using your position, she's going away for a long time. But before we can take it to the finish line, Brenda tries everything. Counter-surveillance. Hires a private investigator to dig dirt on me. Tries to frame me for vandalism. She plants a broken garden gnome in my yard at 2 in the morning, takes professional photos, files a report. My cameras have it all. Every step. Even the police can't ignore it now. Detective Kim, real cop, not the HOA board member, calls me. Let's set a trap. Here's where it gets fun. I call in sick, clear my garage, and build a special package. Electrician style. Pressure-triggered, non-toxic purple dye pack. UV-reactive powder, too. Won't wash off for weeks. You open that box, you glow like a rave. We coordinate with the neighbors, witnesses on standby, police ready, every camera rolling. I bait the trap. Post on Facebook about my new $850 camera equipment. Brenda, predictably, comments, hope your expensive gear stays safe. Subtle, right? Monday, I set the package out. Brenda's paranoia is off the charts. She brings in outsiders, hired muscle to disable my cameras. They try poking the bait first. Bad move. Dye pack explodes, covers the guy head to toe in purple. Whole neighborhood sees it. Police swoop in. While Brenda's associate is still glowing, Brenda herself can't resist. She approaches, opens the package boom. The dye pack explodes in her hands. Purple powder everywhere. Her hair, her clothes, her BMW, even the cop who cuffs her. Purple evidence everywhere. She screams, "This is assault. Someone call the police." Detective Kim steps up. "Ma'am, we're already here." The news vans show up. 30 neighbors watching as Brenda, the pillar of the community, is arrested for theft, conspiracy, intimidation, you name it. The look on her face, I'd pay to see it again. In the weeks that follow, everything changes. Brenda pleads guilty, 47 counts. 18 months in jail, full restitution, kicked out of the HOA. Her husband files for divorce. The board reforms. Mrs. Shah, the Rose Gardener, becomes president. Peace returns. We throw a Purple Justice Day festival. Everyone in purple, cupcakes, confetti, the works. Brenda's stolen stash funds a scholarship for trade school students. My business booms. Other neighborhoods call for security consultations. But the real victory? Community comes back. Neighbors talk. Kids play in the street. Packages sit safe on porches again. Mrs. Shaw tends her roses. Miguel rides his bike. And I sit on my porch, breathing the sweet air of justice and purple powder. I could have just moved my deliveries to the office. Could have let it slide, the way most people do when someone starts throwing around rules to keep you quiet. But that's the thing. People like Brenda count on you staying quiet. They feed off it. It wasn't the dye pack that got her, really. It was keeping receipts, documenting everything, knowing the rules, building a case. Bit by bit, while she thought she was untouchable. So, that's life in Sunrise Meadows now. Funny how things change when you put someone honest in charge. Makes you wonder, how many neighborhoods out there have their own Brenda? Someone using just enough power to make life miserable for people who just want peace. Ever dealt with someone like that? Maybe not a package thief, but the kind of person who acts like the HOA, or whatever group, exists for their personal kingdom? I'd love to hear your stories down in the comments. And if this one hit a little close to home, stick around. There's more where this came from. Sometimes the best weapon is knowing the rules better than they do. And if you're lucky, a little purple justice.